This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Stephanie Roberts. It is Friday, October 6th, and we're glad you joined us this morning. Ray Collins has the morning off, so we're calling this Ladies' Choice today. We're going to head over to the First Alert Forecast Center, where Wendy Ross is in with the weather. And Wendy, I wish us ladies had better news as we head into the weekend.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be one of those soggy weekends once again. We've got a lot of tropical moisture that's going to be affecting our state. We are not going to be dealing with Nate, of course, directly, but we are going to be getting some side effects from that. We'll talk about that in a moment. We do have that low pressure system that was across Miami having moved into the Gulf of Mexico, and so that's where those showers that you see on your screen right now out in the Gulf, and they're moving away from the coastline. We are going to see rain later on this afternoon. We've got about a 50% chance of rain in the forecast. Right now we've had a couple of light showers, sprinkles really, across parts of the coastline. Those are moving away, but we do have showers coming back into the forecast a little bit later on this afternoon, so keep in mind a 50% chance of rain. Some of the showers will be heavy as they move on through. Pretty much what we experienced yesterday, we're going to see once again today. Stephanie?
All right, we'll keep those umbrellas handy. Let's check out First Alert traffic on a Friday morning. We have some construction still hanging out on State Road 70, and there are a few slowdowns in both directions. I-75 and I-275 look good heading into Manatee and Sarasota counties. Really a quiet start to the morning across Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark roads, and the interstate also continues to move well, and we are not looking at any problems in South County. Our top story at this hour, the massacre in Las Vegas may be leading to the first signs of movement in Washington's gun control stalemate. Both sides agree bump stocks, the device used by the gunman allowing semi-automatic weapons to fire almost like an automatic, should be banned. But overnight, the NRA clarified their thoughts on the matter, and all of this as new details about the gunman are revealed. ABC's Serena Marshall has more from Washington.
In Las Vegas, thousands gathering to pay tribute. Off-duty Las Vegas police officer Charleston Hartfield, one of the 58 lives taken in the deadliest shooting in modern U.S. history.
We have officially identified all 58 victims.
As we learn more about the victims, FBI agents continue picking through the chaos left behind in the hotel room of the shooter and on the ground, as investigators unravel more about the shooter's past. ABC News has learned Stephen Paddock may have scouted other targets. Sources say phone records show Google searches for hotels around Fenway Park in Boston, and in August, he booked rooms at Chicago's Blackstone Hotel across the street from Grand Park on the same dates as the Lollapalooza Festival. But no evidence he traveled to either. In Washington, Democrats introduced legislation to ban those bump stock adapters, like the one found on a dozen of the shooter's weapons. And a growing number of top Republicans also open to the idea.
I think there'll be bipartisan support to deal with it.
Overnight, the nation's most powerful gun lobbyists clearing their original statement that bump stocks should be subject to additional regulations. The NRA's president on Fox News.
That being said, we didn't say ban, we didn't say confiscate.
As for the president's position,
we'll be looking into that over the next short period.
Nearly a week after the massacre, the shooter's motives are still unclear. But today, federal Homeland Security officials reaching out to local police departments, warning them of possible copycats. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
A plastic surgery practice in Las Vegas is helping victims of Sunday's deadly shooting cope with their scars. 19-year-old Alexander Pettis was shot twice at the Route 91 Harvest Festival, once in the chest and another bullet grazed her arm. Cosmetic surgeons at Plastic Surgery Vegas are offering free services to survivors like Pettis. They'll be able to use a skin graft to cover up the wound on her arm.
We thought we could maybe help with the smaller things that go on forever. They go on for weeks and months sometimes.
Would be there forever. It's kind of like a reminder. So I think it'll help having it look somewhat normal.
Making a tight fit.
The doctors encourage other victims who might need cosmetic surgery to make an appointment with PlasticSurgeryVegas.com. Here on the Suncoast, protesters took to the streets of Sarasota last night to voice their opinions on gun violence. The Sarasota County chapter of the Brady campaign to prevent gun violence met at the Bayfront to start their 6th season of advocating for gun violence prevention. They also remembered the victims and survivors of the Las Vegas massacre. They are now demanding that state and national leaders take action on the gun issue.
I don't believe that we need guns for protection. I'd sooner get hit by a car or a bus than get shot with a gun. So I'm here to stand up for those things.
In Sarasota, for the last 5 years, they have been fighting against the use of assault weapons. Riverview High School principal Dr. Paul Burns let parents know about an altercation involving a BB gun at school yesterday. Burns left a voicemail for parents saying that a fight broke out between two students. One of them was in possession of a BB gun. Now, that BB gun was never fired, but the student who brought the gun to school is now in custody of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. An update now from Washington on President Trump's controversial transgender military ban. The Department of Justice is asking a federal judge to dismiss a lawsuit that seeks to stop the ban. The motion marks the first time that the DOJ has responded to legal challenges to the ban. It argues that the lawsuit is premature because the policy has not even gone into effect yet. The DOJ says the military is not taking any action until after a policy review is completed. Attorneys also argued that the courts are not equipped to second-guess military decisions. And Attorney General Jeff Sessions now says transgender workers are not protected under a 1964 federal civil rights law against sex discrimination. Title VII bans employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Sessions wrote in a memo to federal prosecutors that Title VII does not cover discrimination based on gender identity. His formal decision is a reversal of the guidance issued by former Attorney General Eric Holder under the Obama administration. A follow-up now on the travel probe of Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. In a new report, the Treasury Department Inspectors General says he did not violate any government air travel policies. The inspector was looking at possible violations of Mnuchin's use of military aircraft for travel, personal or otherwise. However, the report did raise red flags about the Trump administration's process of approving trips, accusing it to cut corners and inappropriately justifying some flights. The report said, quote, because something legal doesn't necessarily make it right. A recall alert this morning. Mitsubishi is recalling over 60,000 cars for a second time to replace faulty Takata airbag inflators. Takata inflators use ammonium nitrate to cause a small explosion, inflate the bags in a crash. But the chemical deteriorate over time. It can burn too fast and also explode with too much force, spewing shrapnel. Almost 20 people have died worldwide and more than 180 have been injured by the bags. Mitsubishi says it now has a permanent replacement part that does not use ammonium nitrate. The executives at General Electric are losing a big perk, their company cars. The move is part of the company's overall cost reduction plan. GE is hoping to save $2 billion in costs by the end of 2018. This latest announcement comes weeks after General Electric said it would ground its fleet of corporate jets to save money. It's not clear how much money the company will save from ending that corporate jet or car program. Tropical storm Nate is taking aim at the Gulf Coast. That includes parts of North Florida. The storm is moving away from Honduras, where it is responsible for killing at least 22 people overnight. According to the National Hurricane Center, early forecast models show that New Orleans and its compromised drainage system are directly in the storm sites. Experts predict that Nate will likely make landfall Sunday somewhere between the Louisiana coast and the Florida panhandle, and it is predicted it will likely be a Category 1 hurricane at landfall. Governors in Louisiana, Alabama, and our own Florida Governor Rick Scott have issued states of emergency in some counties ahead of the storm. Governor Scott is also clearing the way for up to 20,000 Puerto Rican students to take classes for free through Florida Virtual School. The state's public online school will accommodate students whether they are still on the island or resettling here in Florida. The offer comes after the island continues to struggle to get power back after Hurricane Maria pounded the power grid. Florida Virtual School offers more than 150 online courses for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. We are expected to find out later today just how much of an impact the recent hurricanes had on jobs in the U.S. Harvey and Irma caused destruction in Texas and Florida, as well as other parts of the southeast. Thousands of businesses had to shut their doors, which of course put people temporarily out of work. But that decline in employment is expected to be a short one. A hiring rebound is expected for both October and November. You know, you don't realize the all the residual effects of these storms until you start to think about the workers, you know, a booming in construction, but, you know, cut back in the small businesses that haven't been able to get up and running.
No, but we're now coming into season, so we're going to start to see more and more of this type of employment, which is going to be good.
And a lot of hiring going on. I'm seeing it already at the malls, the big box stores. They're gearing up for the holidays.
The season is here. And so we're going to let you know what we can expect for this weekend and what's happening on the latest, of course, with Tropical Storm Nate.
Okay, and also still ahead, the latest first alert traffic. And Puerto Rico constantly being talked about after Hurricane Maria, but the U.S. Virgin Islands are still feeling the worst of both Maria and Irma. We'll talk about families there when we come back.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. Services.com. ANDservices.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. ANDservices.com.
We are expecting to see very much the same type of weather we had yesterday today. Mostly cloudy skies, 50% chance of rain. The showers falling mostly during the afternoon hours. Temperatures anywhere from 86 to 89 degrees. Right now it's mostly in the 70s across our region and around the state. Temperature readings mostly in the mid to upper 70s at this time. Very steamy out there, very muggy once again, very tropical feeling. And we've had that low pressure system move into the Gulf of Mexico. Mexico, the one that had been in Miami yesterday, having moved there, bringing about some cloudy weather to us this morning, and those temperatures right now in the mid-70s, but the humidity is high. The winds have calmed down just a little bit, so we're not going to see the breezy conditions we experienced yesterday today. And that wet weather that you're seeing out here in the Gulf of Mexico is going to continue to travel on up and stay away from the coastline. We've had a little bit of light showers throughout the morning hours. Those have now since dissipated. It will be later on today that we're going to start to see those showers coming on through. So just as we experienced yesterday, if you go outside, look to the sky, see what's going on, you're going to get off and on rain showers, and at times some of that rain will be on the heavy side. And you can see this big sprawling mass. This is all part of Nate. As it continues to move towards the northwest, it's going to be moving into the Gulf of Mexico over the weekend, and it will become a hurricane most likely by Sunday when it makes landfall. We are looking at winds out of the north, moving towards the north-northwest at 14 miles per hour, 45-mile-per-hour winds. Watch is still in effect now across parts of the Yucatan Peninsula, and we're going to see hurricane watches stay in effect for Louisiana all the way over to the Florida Panhandle, where it is expected to make landfall on Sunday, and we are expecting to see 80-mile-per-hour winds with this storm as it makes landfall. So this is what we're expecting on Sunday, and then it'll be traveling on up towards the Tennessee Valley before it moves on into the northeastern part of the country. In the meantime, for us, we're not going to be experiencing anything more than riptides, and we will get some wave action as a result of Nate. It's going to be far enough away from the west coast of Florida that that's what we will be experiencing right here along the Suncoast. But along the Panhandle, they do have to make certain that they have their preparations in place as this system gets closer. And you can see once it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, it becomes much more organized. It will be a little bit of a tighter system, and then by the time it makes landfall on Sunday, it should be right around Louisiana. And again, we've got to keep the Panhandle into that particular track as well. So for the upcoming days, we've got a 50 to 60% chance of rain, breezy conditions back in the forecast Saturday and Sunday, and we'll see our temperatures right around that 88 to 89 degree mark.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Taking a look at First Alert traffic, things are looking good across the Suncoast this morning. A little bit of volume on State Road 70, but no major problems. All quiet in Sarasota, and I-75 looking good in both Manatee and Sarasota counties, and we're not looking at any problems in South County. It is 6:18, and with our eyes on Puerto Rico, recovery efforts continue in the storm-ravaged U.S. Virgin Islands as well. The territory suffered back-to-back strikes from Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Michael Hersberg spoke to a couple who said they're just happy they survived.
Splitting wood, Rainen Franklin gets ready to cook dinner with a barbecue in the space that was his living room. Hurricane Irma sucked out the walls and ripped out the windows.
I have some sort of well-being still because I didn't lose them.
His wife Chanel and their 2-year-old boy Jaleel.
So it was Irma, well, I'll say Armageddon because, as you can see, it's crazy.
This was a bedroom, and it's actually where Hurricane Irma took out the first wall in this apartment. They say they were on an air mattress, and the wind picked up the air mattress, so they ran out.
That wall just tear right off, like it went whoop.
But in each room they sought shelter, they didn't find it.
The wall, it started to come in on us. So we had to come back out the bathroom, and as we came out, that was blown out already. This blew out.
They hunkered down in the concrete stairwell, surviving the storm.
All we could see was white. A week after, nobody came. But we've been surviving.
They sleep in their neighbor's apartment at night. It still has walls. And family took them in when Hurricane Maria struck nearly 2 weeks later.
This is my home, so I came back after the storm.
It's a primitive existence. By day, they look for food, sometimes waiting in lines for handouts. They hunt for wood and water to bathe in.
On my side.
What they call home offers little relief. Rotting garbage sits outside, trash carried here by the floodwaters and left to bake in the hot Caribbean sun.
People are in need in here. We're not dogs, we're not animals, we're human. And that's how they have us living here, like we're animals.
These are the Tutu high-rise public housing apartments. 12 of the 22 buildings look about as bad. With 8 apartment units per building, many other families continue living here as well.
It's a vexing issue, but we still have to deal with it.
U.S. Virgin Islands Governor Kenneth Mapp says he slated the whole development for demolition and maintains residents have been told to leave for shelters.
It's very unsafe, it's very unsanitary, and I'm just going to have to push the housing authority to issue eviction notices, and let's have a plan in how we're going to help people relocate.
Residents say they don't want to live in shelters, but actually praise the government for bringing fresh water every other day, something they cannot live without.
I'm just glad to be alive. I'm glad to be in the land of the living. That's my main thing. You know, we will survive and we will make it. We will be the U.S. Virgin Islands again.
A lot of people struggling there. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast after the shooting in Las Vegas. The gun debate now front and center on Capitol Hill. We'll take a closer look about the talk banning bump stocks after this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Welcome back at 6:24 on a Friday morning. A nice shot of the causeway there. Off to a quiet start. We do have damp roadways, though. In fact, damp is going to be one of the keys, unfortunately, for Friday and your weekend. So you're going to need some backup indoor plans, or at least keeping the umbrellas handy. The use of so-called bump stocks by the gunman in the Las Vegas shooting has ignited a firestorm of debate on Capitol Hill. Bump stocks allow semi-automatic rifles to fire bullets like a fully automatic one. ABC's Pierre Thomas has details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, after the tragedy in Las Vegas, Republicans who often reject discussions of gun control, at least willing to talk.
Fully automatic weapons have been outlawed for many, many years. This seems to be a way of going around that So obviously we need to look at how we can tighten up the compliance with this law.
It issued a gun accessory called a bump stock, which effectively allows a semi-automatic rifle to fire at about the same pace as a machine gun. Half of Las Vegas shooter Stephen Paddock's 23-gun arsenal stashed in his hotel room were rigged with bump stocks, effectively allowing him to fire 400 to 800 rounds per minute. And coming up at 7 a.m., talk of additional restrictions now has these items flying off the shelves. With your GMA First Look, I'm Pierre Thomas, ABC News, New York.
For you, it's always leap over look, now over later, and pause, not even in your vocabulary. So when a cold sore tingle strikes, you act on it. Only Abreva can heal a cold sore in as little as 2.5 days when used at the first sign. It starts to work immediately to block the virus and protect healthy cells. Nothing heals a cold sore faster. And because Abreva acts on it, you can too. Act on it with Abreva. When it's time to move to underwear, toddlers see things a bit differently. Thanks to Pampers Easy Ups, while they see their first underwear, you see an easy way to potty train. Pampers Easy Ups. Our first and only training underwear with an all-around stretchy waistband and Pampers Superior Protection. So you'll see fewer leaks and they'll see their first underwear. Pampers Easy Ups, an easy way to underwear. Pampers.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a public relations firm just hired by the Sarasota County School District is already on the way out. We will tell you what happened. Plus, new developments in the Janessa Shannon murder case. We'll tell you why deputies are now charging her dad with the crime. And the Sarasota Police Department is stepping in to regulate derelict boats in our bay. We'll tell you what they're doing to clean up the mess left from Hurricane Irma. The stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It is 6:30 on October 6th. Glad you're joining us this morning. And of course, as we head into the weekend, all eyes on the weather as we make some great plans with all the many activities here on the Suncoast. Forecaster Wendy Ross with me this morning. And unfortunately, I'm thinking we need a little flexibility with our weekend plans, Wendy.
Do you remember yesterday's weather?
Oh, very much so. I was wet at Epcot. I remember.
And it was during the afternoon hours we got some of these showers that came on in, and some of them were quite heavy as they moved on through. We're going to see pretty much the same thing today. The difference today is that dew point is higher, and so it feels very steamy out there. And take a look at the humidity, 100%. The one big change, we're not going to be seeing as much in the way of breezes throughout the day today. And the wet weather that you're seeing out there in the Gulf of Mexico is due to that low pressure system that came across from Miami yesterday. It's now in the Gulf of Mexico. It's moving away. We are looking at partly cloudy to cloudy skies across the region right now. We will get the rain. It's going to come a little bit later on today. A 50% chance of rain is in the forecast. And what we'll experience is those showers are going to be widely scattered. They're going to come on in. Some of them will be heavy at times. Just keep that in mind. Grab an umbrella. You'll need it later on this afternoon, Stephanie.
All right, good advice. Thank you very much, Wendy. It is damp out there already, and that probably shouldn't affect you too much on the roadways. What's affecting us in Bradenton is the fact that we've still got construction. 53rd Avenue is closed between 17th and 18th. Remember, that's State Road 70, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on exactly what's happening there. Maybe some overnight stuff that hasn't gotten picked up yet. I-75 is looking good on north-south Manatee to Sarasota counties, and we are not looking at any delays in South County as well. It is 6:32, and topping our news this half hour, a public relations firm just hired by the Sarasota County School District is already out the door. Based on an investigation by the Herald Tribune, the newspaper says they discovered online comments that appeared to be from different people who were linked to the firm's president. Our Rick Adams explains.
I would say the word is disappointing.
Todd Bowden, superintendent of schools for Sarasota County, is reacting to the news he heard from a Herald Tribune reporter investigating some online posts that appear to originate from 360 Communications, the public relations firm under contract with the Sarasota County School District. We're being told the online comments were in support of some stories related to the school district.
I was excited about where our efforts in community relations were headed. And so that activity, I would say, I felt was beneath them.
Just days ago, 360 Communications signed a $225,000 two-year contract with the school district after working with them month to month. The superintendent asked Candace McKellia and her PR firm to resign, which she did, and the contract was canceled.
As superintendent of schools, I have to hold all of our employees, to include our contractors, to very high standards. And I believe that her actions in this particular instance didn't meet those standards.
In a statement from Candace McKellia, she says, "It's unfortunate that a small group of staff within the district communications department are working to counteract and undermine all of the wonderful work being done for Sarasota County students." In reacting to that statement, the superintendent says, "My decision to seek the resignation of 360 Communications was based on their actions alone." Bowden tells us the firm will be paid on a prorated basis for the work they've done, and there is no cost for severing the contract. He says it'll take some time to decide what's next for the school district.
We'll regroup, we'll get a plan in place and make sure that we maintain our forward momentum. I believe we were headed in the right direction.
As for McKellia, she also says, "We are looking into the allegations made against our firm and all our current and former employees who have had access to our confidential information." We were able to reach Sarasota County School Board Chair Caroline Zucker late Thursday night. She says she's surprised and discouraged in what she calls a violation of trust. In Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
At 6:35, new developments in the Janessa Shannon murder case. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office announced they arrested Janessa's father, Nashon Shannon, last night. He is charged with first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. On July 1st, detectives say Janessa's father picked her up from her mother's home in Bradenton. According to detectives, at some point, Janessa and her dad got into an argument that led to the 13-year-old's death. The investigation is still going on this morning. Shannon is currently being held at the Hillsborough County Jail. This weekend, the Suncoast community will walk and pray to bring awareness for a missing Sarasota teen. 14-year-old Jabez Spann has been missing since September 4th. He was last seen on 23rd Street in Sarasota just before Hurricane Irma hit. The FBI joined the investigation to find him yesterday. Currently, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Sarasota Police are offering a $6,000 reward for information about Spann. A prayer and walk will be held Sunday in an effort to raise awareness and gather community support to find him. That event will take place from 3 to 6 p.m. Sunday at Newtown Estates Park in Sarasota. An update now in the case of a former Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy accused of attempted murder. That case will likely go to the jury later today. Attorneys defending Frank Bybee finished testimony yesterday with deputies describing the scene of the victim's home on the night of the alleged incident. Bybee is charged with stealing thousands of dollars from an elderly woman and then trying to kill her. He has denied all charges. Attorneys will give closing arguments today before handing that case over to the jury. An update now on the deadly shooting in Nokomis Monday. The 17-year-old daughter of one of the victims is now out of the hospital. She was shot during an argument at the house on Kenwood Avenue. That's where Sarasota Sheriff's deputies found Anthony Israke, his wife, Susan Garcia, and her son, Matthew Beagle, all dead from apparent gunshot wounds. Garcia's 17-year-old daughter and one other person were also found nearby with injuries. 2 Sarasota men are behind bars after being found guilty of felony drug charges. Detectives say they found 67 grams carfentanil on these 2 suspects. That's a synthetic opioid 10,000 times more powerful than morphine. Michael Sandusky is charged with 3 counts of selling and possessing carfentanil. Michael White is charged with 2 counts of selling carfentanil. Sandusky was sentenced to 12 years in prison and 3 years of probation. White will be sentenced next month. The Sarasota chapter of the NAACP held their 32nd annual banquet at the Hyatt in Sarasota last night. The event recognizes and awards those in the county who have made contributions to the community. Some of the recipients of this year's awards include Habitat for Humanity, Newtown Nation President Valerie Bush, and Joanne Martin Hughes, who received the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Sarasota Police Department is stepping in to regulate derelict boats in the bay. Citizens are concerned with what the city is doing with derelict boats after the storm. Many were removed before Irma hit, but for those that weren't, the police department is now following the derelict vessel process. First, they reach out to the owner of the boat and try to get them to take responsibility. If the owner won't do anything about it, the police department will then dispose of the boat properly to keep it from sinking or polluting the water.
If this boat were to sink, it has all. It looks pretty from afar, but it has might have fuel tanks in it. It might have an engine in there with gas and oil. Might have batteries in it. All that stuff is toxic when it goes into the water. We don't want it polluting our waterways. We live in a beautiful area with beautiful waters, and we need to look out for the environment and the animals living in the local areas. So
Sergeant King says this is a precautionary measure to look out for the environment and other boaters' rights. Puerto Rican families are taking refuge on the Suncoast with plans to stay long-term after Hurricane Maria devastated the island. Both Sarasota and Manatee County schools now are seeing dozens of students from Puerto Rico enroll. Each school is doing its best to accommodate the students. Manatee County schools have welcomed 36 students from Puerto Rico since Hurricane Maria. Sarasota County's welcomed another 4, and these districts expect the numbers to rise.
Was really destroyed. All the windows from the kids, they were all destroyed. Really, no one could have classes that fast. The director of my school wanted to start the class on this Monday, but they can't because all it's destroyed.
Jorge's parents enrolled him in the Sarasota County School District, and he will start school at Riverview High on Monday. And we are glad he is here. Sarasota County is hosting a community cleanup tomorrow. The county will help gather old household items, appliances, tree trimmings, we know there's lots of those around, and other garbage, hazardous materials, paint, Auto parts, electronics, televisions, and computers will not be accepted as part of this cleanup. 3 dumpsters will be set up across Sarasota and Osprey, and the main site will be at 41 and Church Street. Appliances and tires will be accepted at that Church Street site only, and the cleanup is scheduled Saturday morning from 8 until noon. Also tomorrow, Sarasota Jungle Gardens will reopen for the first time since Hurricane Irma. The storm toppled trees, damaged plumbing, downed power lines, and made that jungle area completely impassable. Now, some of the exhibits are still closed while crews continue to work on repairs and upgrades, but you can see the flamingos, the showbirds, the alligators all starting this Saturday. The park also offering 50% off regular admission to celebrate the reopening. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit has a new friend and a new crime fighter on the force. Meet Ando. This is a male Dutch Shepherd. He was handpicked by his partner, Deputy Kevin Skaw, whose K-9 partner, Hyro, retired in July. This pup recently earned his National Police K-9 Association bomb certification, and he can now assist on special details throughout Sarasota County. The unit now has a total of 6 dogs and 6 handlers. It's that time again today. Music on Main back at Lakewood Ranch tonight. The monthly event features live music, beer, wine, and food for the whole family. You'll want to check out Goodbye Eddie and their classic rock sounds. And be sure to bring your chairs, but you have to leave the coolers at home. You can bring the dog, but it must be on a short leash. And that event runs from 6 until 9 this evening. And I've got my dad coming into town, excited to head out to Lakewood Ranch, hoping the showers stay away,
They're
though.
going to come and go. Come
okay,
and go.
good.
Come and go.
Come
So
before 6 and leave after 9.
Showers. That's right.
A lot of fun there.
And of course, we've got the forecast coming up right after this.
All right, and also coming up, your first alert traffic. Plus, health insurer Cigna about to stop covering one of the most popular oxycodone prescriptions. We'll tell you what led to this decision when we come back.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
The Venice Area Chamber of Commerce Consumer Expo is coming to the Venice Community Center October 6th and 7th from 9 to 3. There'll be free health screenings, door prizes, and products and services from 75 area businesses. You can also enter to win $100 in 5 drawings each day. Enjoy the great food court and see new boats and cars in the outdoor display. Parking and admission are free. The Venice Area Chamber Consumer Expo, sponsored in part by ABC 7.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
It is steamy out there, and it is high humidity, 75 degrees. The dew point is up, and so things are not nearly as comfortable as they have been over the past couple of days. Winds are coming in out of the east-northeast at around 7 miles per hour. The rain showers that we're seeing out here in the Gulf of Mexico are continuing to move away, along with that low-pressure system that we had been experiencing all week long, bringing about all the cloudy weather that we've had. And now we're still seeing some cloudy weather out there. Most of the showers, though, that we've had throughout the morning hours have been very light, moving out into the Gulf, and we will see rain later on today, so don't think it's over. We've got about a 50% chance of rain for later on today. Some of the showers are going to be heavy as they move on through, and so look to the sky. You don't have to stop anything, just as we did yesterday. We're going to get these showers coming on through mostly during the afternoon and evening hours. And we've got this big sprawly mess called Nate, and you can see it out here in the Caribbean, and it's going to continue to move off into the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, watches have been put into effect for the Yucatan Peninsula as it gets ready to move across there. It will be moving into the Gulf probably by Friday night into Saturday morning. And you can see that the latest coordinates are right here located on your screen. Winds are now at 45 miles per hour, and this system is going to strengthen once it moves into the Gulf of Mexico. So we are looking at watches now in effect for the Yucatan Peninsula. We'll be seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds as it passes through there, but once it gets into the Gulf, it's going to have an opportunity to pick up steam, to intensify, and it is likely to become a hurricane once it makes landfall, or just at the point of landfall, 80-mile-per-hour winds. And that will be taking place anywhere from Louisiana over to the Florida Panhandle. Watches, hurricane watches now in effect all along this area, with storm surge watches and warnings also in effect over portions of Louisiana. And so interests along the panhandle of Florida need to be aware of what's going on. We are such a far distance away that the only thing we are going to be experiencing and encountering will be riptides that are going to be very likely over the weekend. And some strong winds will probably come in through as well, but we are looking at rainfall amounts that are going to be negligible by comparison to what they're going to be experiencing across the Gulf Coast. 60% chances of rain all the way through Saturday and Sunday. We've got temperatures back up to close to 90 degrees. Stephanie.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Taking a look at First Alert traffic, we still have a pretty good morning commute for a Friday. No major problems on the interstates, no accidents or delays to report. A little bit of volume down on Clark Road in South Sarasota, but that is about it. In fact, all the way down into South County, things are moving well. A nice start to your Friday morning commute. In this hour's Health Smart, one of the nation's largest health insurers is about to drop coverage of a popular painkiller. Cigna has announced it will stop covering OxyContin in the next year. OxyContin is the branded version of the painkiller oxycodone. Cigna described the move as part of its effort to curb opioid abuse, with overdose rates rising in recent years. President Trump has declared the opioid crisis a national emergency in the summer. In 2016, Cigna helped decrease the amount of customers by 25% using opioids over a 3-year period. The insurance giant says it will continue to cover oxycodone alternatives to OxyContin. In entertainment news, now celebrity honors, movie moves, and an unlucky day could be very lucky for fans of one singer. David Daniel has details in today's Hollywood Minute.
I just showed up and went to work and put on a leather dress, as you do.
Whatever George Clooney's doing, it's working. He has 2 Oscars, among other honors, and he's just been named the next recipient of the American Film Institute's Life Achievement Award. The actor, writer, producer, and director will be honored at an all-star gala tribute June 7th in Los Angeles.
You're not a cop! Somebody has to do it!
He'll just do it a little later than planned. The remake of Death Wish, starring Bruce Willis in the Charles Bronson vigilante role, was scheduled to hit theaters at Thanksgiving. But Deadline reports that week is getting awfully crowded, so it's moving back to March 2nd.
It's so many moving pieces, a lot of parts.
Friday the 13th will be a big day for Pink fans. The singer has posted a promo clip for a documentary about recording her 7th studio album, Beautiful Trauma. The doc will stream on Apple Music October 13th, the same day the album is released. That's also the day tickets go on sale to the general public for Pink's 40-date North American Arena Tour, which opens March 1st in Phoenix, Arizona. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It is 6:50 and still ahead, we'll update your top headlines, plus tell you about a groundbreaking program where inmates are partnered with dogs from adoption centers to help with their training. Stay with us.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
So relieved. But you both should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy with Senior Care USA.
Is Senior Care USA the life insurance policy that helps loved ones pay for funeral expenses and other debts? Bill and I called to get more information.
Yes, and there's an immediate payout of up to $50,000.
If you're over 50, call Senior Care USA now to learn more about final expense insurance plans.
There's no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing condition like I do. When I called, the quote was free, and there was no pressure.
I found out that policies start for as little as 35 cents a day. Rates will never increase and coverage won't decrease.
I'm going to call today.
Ask about the free prescription discount card. Oh, so glad you'll be taken care of.
Call 1-800-975-0536. That's 1-800-975-0536.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It is 6:53 on a Friday morning. Here are some of the top stories we're following right after we take a look at the First Alert traffic, where we have quiet conditions on the Ringley Bridge this morning. Does not look like we're going to have any problems there with the morning commute. A little bit humid, a little bit drizzly on the causeway, and that's the kind of day we're going to see. Here are the stories that we're following on the Suncoast for today. A public relations firm just hired by the Sarasota County School District is already out the door. 360 Communications signed a $225,000 two-year contract with the district last week, but has now been removed from the job. Plus, Tropical Storm Nate is expected to bring heavy winds and rain to portions of Florida this weekend, including related showers here on the Suncoast. Governor Rick Scott has declared a state of emergency for parts of North Florida ahead of the storm, which is likely to be a Category 1 hurricane. And Puerto Rican families are taking refuge on the Suncoast with some plans to stay long-term. Both Sarasota and Manatee County schools are accommodating dozens of students from Puerto Rico. They can make sure that way they can go to school until they are able to return home. Taking a first alert traffic look for one more time this morning, we are looking at nice conditions, starting to see some building volume getting on and off the expressways. State Route 70 has some slow spots with construction, so maybe a good idea to avoid that. Pretty quiet in Sarasota. We do have some increased volume there on Bee Ridge Road in both directions, but nothing major, and South County still not showing any accidents or delays. Wendy, get us through the weekend.
Oh my goodness, it is the weekend. You can see right now, well, you can't really see the sky conditions all that well. We do have some cloudy to partly cloudy skies out there at this hour, and most of the rain has moved out into the Gulf of Mexico. We are calling for a 50 to 60% chance of rain all weekend long.
All right, we'll be flexible. Finally this morning, inmates at a New York correctional facility are into a really cool partnership. It's with pups to help give them a second chance for adoption. It's called Handcuffs to Healing. It helps shelter dogs that are not considered adoptable for one reason or another pair up with prisoners, and they get 6 weeks of training. These dogs have been classified as bully breeds. It makes it hard for them to find their forever home, but they still need to be good with other dogs and people to even be considered for the program. So when this program wraps up, the dogs will be ready for adoption thanks to the training time that the inmates have put in. And I bet that is helping both people
sides
and
of the
pups.
equation, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Great.
Nice to see that. All right, we are headed into a great Suncoast weekend. Be patient with the rain showers, but enjoy the many activities across the area. Good Morning America is coming up next.